What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Tadbulb evolution team. I'll be using 2 Tadbulb and 2 Bellibolt in this team. We've got the abilities between them, Electro Moveset, which is definitely its the best ability, basically getting the charge effects when getting hit from attack, a static, own tempo, and damp. So that's it for this Pokemon. Now, funnily enough, this doesn't actually have a middle evolution like, say, Seismitoad evolution line, which I always found a little bit funny, right? Because they're very, very similar Pokemon. I mean, Tadbulb, Timepole, they're pretty similar kind of Pokemon, right? So, what do you think? Do you reckon they should have a middle evolution? Do you like Bellibolt? Tell me about this Pokemon in the comment section. I like to hear people's thoughts and opinions. All right, first battle. We got a bunch of battles, random battles here on the Poke Portal. First one, this one is against Forest, and they decided to pick 4 Pokemon, which is pretty cool. So the first matchup here is Meowstic. Commonly, when Meowstic leads, it sets up screens, Prankster, and yeah, that's kind of its main role here. Now, Tadbulb doesn't learn very many moves at all. It's actually a very barren Pokemon, so it was difficult for me to come up with any movesets which were going to be somewhat viable, and I say viable kind of loosely there, right? So we had a Flygon swap in, and I seen this Pokemon in the team preview. I was like, man, this is going to be really, really difficult to get around this, right? Now, the Flygon, I guess they decided to start setting up Dragon Dances against my Tadbulb. You know, I know that Tadbulb is a very scary Pokemon. You got to make sure you set up as many Dragon Dances against it as possible, right? So it's so scary. But I actually managed to get some nice Confuse Ray damage on it. So I decided to try and get Confuse Ray damage and Chit damage to get rid of this Pokemon, right? So I got a pretty lucky break here. I got 2 hits of Confusion against the Flygon, and I had Flail. Now, as you could probably guess, this is a Focus Sash Flail set. I've also got Sucker Punch on there, Spark, and Confuse Ray. So it's max attack and max speed, Adam Nature, with Own Tempo as the ability. Probably the only time Own Tempo is going to be decent on like a physical set. So I managed to get some good damage there, some confusion, and I knew the confusion would run out. So I went for a Confuse Ray this turn in hopes that maybe I'd take the Flygon out. So Flygon, instead of actually going for attacking move this turn, went for Dragon Dance. I guess they were expecting me to go for Sucker Punch, before I fainted. So they were getting a little bit greedy on their stats there, and Flail actually takes the Flygon out. So that was awesome. I must admit I was laughing there. So next Pokemon is going to be Scarlet. Scarlet's going to come in and use Toxic. Now, I had a feeling they use a status move instead of after seeing my Sucker Punch. So I actually decided to go for Flail again instead of that, because I knew it wouldn't outspeed, and I thought, oh, they might go Nasty Plot or something like that. So I'll go for an attacking move, and it turned out to be a really good play because that took a lot of Salazzle's health away. So that was a pretty good start. The light screen's going to go, and we're going to send in Bellibolt. I think Bellibolt's a really good Pokemon. It's got some only one weakness. It's got a good health stat. It's got pretty good offensive stats. Nothing like super duper amazing, but it still is pretty dang good. This is a physical set. It actually gets a couple of okay physical moves. So we got max health and max attack, Adam and Nature to begin with. Electro Moveset as the ability, Assault Vest as the item, Supercell Slam it gets, which is cool, Sucker Punch, Flail, and Giga Impact Terra Normal. So I'm going to go for a Supercell Slam there on the Meowstic, which does alright damage. I'm not too worried about that. And then I'm going to do a swap here because I thought, well, they might just set up a Reflect here, and then my damage is going to be very, very little, and then the toxic damage is going to start racking up. So I'll leave that for a little bit later. So I did the swap into my special Timepole there, Tadbulb. I'm probably going to call Tadbulb Timepole, so I'm going to roast myself right now so you can't in the comments. And we got this little Tadbulb, right? It's a special set, as I mentioned. So we got Thunder from Down Under, Hyper Voice, Muddy Water, and Acid Spray. And Salazzle is going to pay. That was awesome. So that's the end of Salazzle, right? So that was quality. I'm guessing they didn't expect me to be able to, do a lot of damage there. So I took that out. Then the Meowstic starts setting up the light screen, and I've got Throat Spray on this set. It's an offensive Tadbulb, right? And this Tadbulb, it popped off, right? You're never going to see what this Tadbulb does again in your life, right? So I decided to go for a Terra Electric. So we've got Terra Electric Thunder. The EVs are as follows: max special attack, modest nature, and max health. So this one was more bulkier, right? So I've got my little dancing light bulb here. It's looking good. So I went for the Thunder on the Miss Magius, right? It was the next Pokemon to come in, and it did really, really good damage there. Now, Miss Magius is going to start setting up the Calm Mind. I was kind of hoping they'd go for maybe a Shadow Ball, but they started to go for like Calm Mind. So like that's actually not bad either, because I'm going to get another Thunder off. Watch this, right? I was going for a Paralyze with the Thunder, and they went for Draining Kiss, right? But instead of getting a Paralyze on the Thunder, I got a Paralyze on Draining Kiss with Static, right? Because Draining Kiss is a contacting move. So that was hilarious. And when that happened, the opponent actually salty rage quitted. So I got someone to rage quit with a static Tadbulb only on PIMPNITE Shadow. You're never ever going to see that again in your life. Like, this video doesn't get a like just purely for that moment. I don't know, people. I can't deliver any better content to that with a Tadbulb, right? Let's get on to battle number 2. Oh, man. When that happened live, my ribs, like, they were so sore from laughing. Anyway, we've got another random battle here. We've got an Arcanine lead here. They're going to go for a Flare Blitz on the special Time Pole, Tadbulb again. I think we're going to have to do a Time Pole. I don't know if I've done a Time Pole evolution team before. Maybe a real avid PIMPNITE viewer will know if I've done that before, but I got some good damage there with Muddy Water, but just missed the kill. However, I decided to go into my next Tadbulb and finish it off with Sucker Punch. Like when I used this Pokemon, no one really knew what it could do or what moves it would use. So generally, it was a good surprise Pokemon for finishing off Pokemon on low health and stuff. But apart from that, it didn't really do much damage, right? So in comes Medicham. This is definitely a problem Pokemon. It's going to go for Ice Punch, and that's half my team instantly gone. Now, the last battle I had, the first battle actually, Bellibolt did absolutely nothing, so it's time for Bellibolt to actually do something in this battle. So this Bellibolt, as you know, is a physical set with the Assault Vest, and with Electromorphosis boost and that, it's going to do a lot of damage, even a physical set. Now, this is funny. So with the Toxapex coming in here, I knew they'd go for Baneful Bunker to try and, make me damage myself with Supercell Slam Recall. So I did a swap, and they went for Baneful Bunker. So that's pretty solid there. This set, I didn't get to show. This is definitely the best set on my team. However, it did take a little bit of setting up sometimes, especially when the opponent had a ground type and stuff like that. So we got Parabolic Charge, which is like Bellibolt's bread and butter almost, with an ability like Electromorphosis. Slack Off, Soak to change the type of the Pokemon, so I could change him into a water type. Any Pokemon, and then I could go for a super effective Parabolic Charge and get a ton of health back, and give the opponent a good amount of damage and a good chance to take a couple of Pokemon out, right? The other move is Charge Beam, so I could actually boost my special attack to even higher amounts, therefore doing more damage with Parabolic Charge, therefore recovering more. And the item I had on that was Big Root, so that actually worked stacked on top of Parabolic Charge damage as well for draining and getting health back. So it worked really well. So I worked around that Toxapex. It was pretty easy peasy. I knew what they were going to do. And next Pokemon's Goldengo. So things are going pretty good so far. Versing quite a competitive team here with definitely like a meme team. So Goldengo's going to go for a Trick Choice Scarf. Goldengo going to get a Big Root, and we're going to, and then we're going to go. Someone's going to take that economy. I'm going to go for a Charge Beam here because I'm locked into that. I wish I locked myself into Parabolic Charge, but Charge Beam was still alright. Now, the problem here, right, I was getting great damage, but the first hit, I didn't get a special attack rise, and if I did, that one actually would have taken out Goldengo, then I wouldn't have taken that amount of damage there on the Shadow Ball, which actually did cost me against the next Pokemon. So, anyway, Goldengo's down, so things are going really well. I've taken 4 Pokemon out, they've only taken 2 Tadbolts. So here comes the Greninja, a good type matchup, but as you know, with Protein, it could be virtually any type. In this case, it's going to be a Rock type with Rock Slide. Now, I want to say, if Goldengo didn't hit with that Shadow Ball, I would have lived that. I truly believe I would have lived that. I probably would have got flinched, let's be real. So, my last Pokemon is Bellibolt. It's a physical set. As you know, judging on the damage it just did to that Bellibolt, I definitely knew I would have lived that. And I got the Supercell Slam off, and that with Electromorphosis, that was enough to take out Greninja, which is really cool. So, they've got one last Pokemon, which is going to be Tinkaton. Obviously, I can go for my my attacking move again there. They're going to go for Knockoff. Knockoff does donkeys. It gets rid of my my Assault Vest that was given to me. And then I went for a Supercell Slam here. And Tinkaton gets absolutely bopped out of the battle. And that's it, people. I actually won. Like, that was a pretty competitive team there. So, Bellibolt coming in clutch in that battle. Thank you, Paul, whoever you are, for the battle. And not rage quitting like our first opponent. Let's get on to our third battle. I'm not sure of my opponent's name here, but this is a really funny battle, right? for the reason of, I'll tell you why. So in the team preview, right, I noticed my opponent it was a non-restrictions battle. If you notice, the Pokemon are level 100. Well, you know, the majority of them are. This Donphan was not level 100. It was like level 86. So, and then they had another Pokemon which was like 67, and then the rest were level 100. Sorry, 82. So they had 4 level 100s and 2 lower levels. So I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I should be able to deal with those fine. But it wasn't the case so far, because this first Pokemon that had Donphan was an excellent counter to my team, you know, and my Muddy Water that I used earlier on, if you noticed, actually missed. That would have taken Donphan out in one shot. So from the start of this battle, it was, you know, it was mostly a disaster. So I couldn't do a lot of damage to Tadbulb either. Like, remember, this Donphan isn't even level 100, and I was doing, like, no damage to it at all. I was getting a little bit lucky with confusion, like the first battle. So that was pretty much my only positive thing that was happening so far. Then the Donphan started going for a rollout. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get beaten by, like, a level 82 rollout Donphan, because I'm going to have to quit Pokemon forever. So I'm getting hit by these rollouts. Like, things are starting to get a little bit desperate here, because I know that, you know, if Bellibolt, you know, somehow gets outsped by this Donphan, it's going to get hit, like, really, really hard, but, like, you know, the 4th or the 5th rollout. So I'm trying to get some more confusion damage here. It doesn't get confused, and Tadbulb is down, so things are looking very good at the moment. So we've gone from, like, beating a sweaty team to, like, this, you know, a level 82 Donphan. Anyway, I finally got rid of it with my Bellibolt. Thank goodness I outsped there. And the next Pokemon is going to be Torterra. Now, this is the second under-level Pokemon. This was level 67. Like, watch this. This was mega BS. So I went for Giga Impact. He lived on 1 health. I'm like, come on. Look how, I'm like, what am I, 30? I can't even map at the moment. Was it level 67? No, 63. I was a lot of levels higher than anyway, and he lived on 1 health. Now, a Pokemon that's got a low amount of levels compared to you can get a lot of health back from Leech Seed. And then it started using this healing move. I think it might have been Jungle Healing. And then, you know, got that Leech Seed damage, got that healing up, got a second round of Suck, and this Torterra suddenly was back at full health. I'm like, oh, that's it, you know, that's it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm getting this W. Sorry for it again. I landed on the same amount of health. I'm like, come on. So it must be like, I don't know whether it was max damage I was getting or min damage, but I was getting salty, but I was also laughing at the same time, because seriously, I couldn't do anything to this at all. I was like, man, am I going to have to actually use Terra Normal just to get rid of this low-level Pokemon? Like, I'm going to, like, roast all the little Timmies that I normally roast for doing the same thing myself, right? So we got this Torterra, right? It's healing itself up again. Virtually, it's a mirror image of the turn before. I absolutely couldn't believe it, right? They were probably laughing their ass off too. They're like, oh, look, my level, you know, 62 or 7 Torterra is coming in clutch, right? But then they swapped it out, and then they went Lucario, and that, of course, that was the turn I decided to go for Terra Normal. So, like, nothing was going right. I was mega salty they swapped this. So I went for a Terra Normal Bellibolt anyway, and of course it's the Lucario. So Lucario now is going to have the type advantage. They're going to be able to use, like, fighting moves and stuff against me. Now, all the other 4 Pokemon here out, they were all level 100, so I never got to the level 100 Pokemon yet, right? So I was like, man, I'm cooked, right? I'm done. Like, I couldn't even beat, like, those 2 other Pokemon. Like, what's going to happen, right? So Lucario's going to get a little bit of health back there, and it uses Bulk Up, so it's a physical set. So that's kind of bad, because I don't have a lot to hit that with. I mean, I've got my electric move here, but I don't know if I'm even going to live this turn, you know? So Lucario's going to get some more health back. It's almost a full health. Then they use Reverse. I'm like, oh. Okay, I mean, they disrespected me. I guess they disrespected me, or that's its only fighting move. Maybe it's like a Bulk Up the set, but Leech Seed is not really going to help with that much. Then they unloaded an Aura Sphere. I love to use Bulk Up on Aura Sphere. It's my favorite combination. I don't know, this set was like some crazy Herba Mystica stuff. So they had like Reversal, Bulk Up, and Aura Sphere. What's the next move? Like Focus Mist. So then they swapped out Lucario, and then they went into Infernape, right? So I went for Parabolic Charge on Bellibolt. Like, also, on my streams, in my videos and stuff, sometimes people like to call me Bellibolt after Bellibolt, but, you know, your Bellibolt, I got that chisel complexion compared to Bellibolt, right? Bellibolt need to do some, it's got to do some running and some stuff like that, right? So, anyway, back to the battle. We've got this Lucario, right? It's going to go for Reversal. It's going to do nothing, right? It's got lots of its health. So, I don't know what sort of set they were running with that. I think they were trying to get Lucario, or hoping that Lucario would take damage and put it on a Lawman and help her reversal to do more damage, but it didn't really work out. I mean, this Torterra was better than that, right? So in comes Torterra. I'm going to go for a Soak, because frankly, I can't do anything to this at all, right? It's going to go for a Leaf Storm, and obviously at its level, it's going to do no damage at all, and Bellibolt can go for a Disrespect Charge Beam. And this time I one-shotted it, and that was the end of the battle. I also brought 4 Pokemon too, so what a legend, what a champ. Thank you to my random opponent there. That was the strongest Torterra I've actually probably ever faced in my life before. Like, how did it continue to live on 1 health? All right, next battle, we got a battle here. This runs against Bebble with Pickles, and we got a C team here, right? It's 3 Pokemon. So we got Flutterlane as Mash A, right? So actually, I'm going to let you guess what this team is. Let me know in the comment section, see if you can guess. And we got a physical Flutter main here. It's going to go for Poltergeist. So putting my little Tadpole on 1 health there. So I went for Spark, and we actually got a Paralyze there, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to swap here on the Flood Lane, and we got Koraidon. So Koraidon's called Easy Sweep. So think about I'll give you a clue. Think about the Pokemon that are being used at the moment. Now, we got a Confuse Ray here. I thought it'd be a good idea to go for Confuse Ray. I've been getting some pretty good luck with it, you know. I'm getting a lot of the battles I had like 2 to 3 Confusion hits in a row. So I don't know what it was with this Tadbulb. Anyway, of course, Mudslap, Miraidon, Koraidon, obviously you see them all the time. It's a very common moveset, and that's the end of my Tadbulb. So we're going to swap this in next Tadbulb and see if we can do some quality damage here. Now, we got an Ancient Power, Mudslap, Koraidon, and I take that one pretty well. It's an impressive 3-hit KO. So I decided to get that special defense, harsh special defense drop, and hopefully it would hit itself a Confusion. We get some big damage, but it didn't happen this turn either. So here comes some more rocks. I lived that one, no Ancient Power Boost. Then I screamed at Koraidon. Look at that damage, man. Oh, man. Okay, if that hit itself, I think if it hit itself a Confusion, that would have almost fainted it. That was so close. Anyway, Koraidon doesn't get confused whatsoever, and Tadbulb was going to faint. So I've taken no Pokemon out. I got to take out these little Timmy Pokemon. So next one we got is Bellibolt here. Now, Bellibolt is the physical set. We got a swap here, and then we got Mash A coming in. So I just went for Supercell Slam, and that's going to be enough to take it out. It's not very good on the defensive side. It's about the only stat there, and attack isn't really good either. It's about the only stats that it's bad in. So here comes Koraidon. It doesn't have a lot of health here, and I think it's going to use Mud Slap again, but I actually outsped it, and I did take it out. That was my best move, though, and then it used Counter. And then I thought for a second it was strange, right, that I went first there, but it was actually pretty smart, right, because they actually got more damage off against me because they had the counter damage and then the next attack, right? Otherwise, if I went second, I would have got Electro Moveset and it would have taken out Koraidon in 1-shot. So I guess that's why. But then this Koraidon, right? It was a Fire Spin set too, and it kept living on Focus Band like over. Look at this bullshit. It was like 1 and 2 over and over again. Like I was getting really salty because that was 2 Focus Bands in a row, right? I was like, there's better not be 3 because the problem is, right, there was Fire Spin and then there was like Mud Slap, like over and over and stuff, and then I was struggling to land attacks, and then it was living on 1 health of Focus Band, and I was trapped in by Fire Spin, so I couldn't swap out. Then Sucker Punch kept missing, and then there was another Mud Slap hitting me, and then there was more Fire Spins and stuff like that. So I couldn't believe it, right? So I was trying to get like literally one hit to take out Koraidon. That's all I needed at this point, and my Sucker Punch, of course, missed right at the end, and I died to Mud Slap. So that was probably one of the saltiest matchups I've had in a while. There was this one time, right, I actually got Focus Band to activate 3 times. It was in a video, and I believe it was against a Mega Pidgeot. You'd have to be like, I don't know what video it's in. Like I wouldn't even know, but it was versus a Mega Pidgeot, and I actually got 3 Focus Bands in a row. It was crazy, but I don't know if anyone can remember that video. I think it was quite a classic video, but I can't quite remember it. It just reminded me of that time. All right, the last Pokemon I think we got here, we're gonna have this is like a sweaty online little Timmy Terra team. So we got Flutter Lane, we got Easy Sweep with Koraidon, and of course we got a Terra Pokemon as well. Oh, but the only thing that you could have probably done here was tear it on the first turn. That could have even suited the team even more. But I think that's about it. Oh wait, of course we got. How could I forget this? We had the rare lead, right? So we got the Glimmora lead. How can we forget that? So it's the standard online team. It's a team making fun of the sweaty online teams, basically. So we got Gita's rare lead here, and it's going to get dropped like a stone. So that's the end of that. Now, we've got I think they've got one more. It's a team of 4, yeah. It's a 4v4 battle. So we've got Timmy Terra coming here. That actually really suits it, like the Terra. And then it came in and used Earth Power, and that's in a belly ball. Holy smoke. So that's the end of the battle. Unfortunately, I lost to the little Timmy Terra team. It was close, though. It was a close one. All right, speaking of Tim, I'm sorry about the team. We got battle number 5. Now, this was a team is based on like this. It's based on like a meme in my Nuzlocke, right? It's about prison, right? So it's all these Pokemon named after like, you know, PG prison names, of course. There have been some other non-PG ones, but you know, it's all about that. You know, people saying that I've been to prison and stuff, and it's like this joke thing, because I think I said something like, they were like, what would you rather do, go to prison or do X? I'm like, oh, I'd rather go to prison, you know. But I actually mistyped and said it auto-corrected and then said I've been to prison, and that's where the jokes come from. If you've been to one of my streams, Nuzlocke streams, you'll understand. Anyway, I'm actually watching, it's funny, I'm actually watching Prison Break at the moment. Good show. We've got this sandstorm set, and I've got my flower tail. I'll be honest, it's really not working out too well, because Landorus is very, very bulky, and we've got another Mud Slap Pokemon. People love using Mud Slap against me. I don't know why. They like seeing me miss and stuff. So that's the end of Tadbulb. So we're going to go on to Tadbulb number 2 here, see if I can improve the situation, and that's going to go for a smack down. I tanked that pretty nicely, and I managed to get the muddy water off, and that actually took it out. That was nice. That was very, very nice. So that's 1 Pokemon down. We still got 5 to go, though. This team is 6. The Sandstorm is going to subside, too. Next Pokemon, we got Big Ray. And then we're going to go for it. Watch, this is pretty funny, right? So Snorlax came in. I dropped its special defense by 2, and then I went for a belly drum, right? So, this is going to be bad, right? If I don't take this Snorlax out, you know, the Time Pole is really going to be going to prison. So Snorlax is not going to eat a citrus. It's going to eat a key berry, right? I actually went for a Thunder, and it was enough to take out the Snorlax, which is really, really good. I guess that Acid Spray made like a mega difference. So that's 2 Pokemon down. Next Pokemon we got is Bob. It ain't Bob the Builder, because it's going to throw an Iron Ball. I get an Iron Ball, because like you're attached to I don't know normally in prison if you're attached to an Iron Ball, but I don't know, maybe in the old day, you know how they did that Iron Ball and that chain clamped to your ankle or whatever. Anyway, so we got Bellibolt coming in there, and that is going to be the end of Bob, you know. Now we got Bob, Hector, Jim, like, what is this? And now we got a Terra here, right? So this is going to be, I was like, is this going to be like Terra Electric or something? And it was. Like, okay, fair enough. I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing with a Terra Electric Thunderous, right? So I went for Sucker Punch, is going to fail, and now they're going to go for Swagger. So this is a risky play. It was risky, because this was actually a physical Bellibolt. So if I didn't hit myself for confusion, it would greatly benefit me, right? So old Hector's going to go for he's going to try and hammer those prison bars, and it's going to miss. And I actually went for an attacking move here, and I hit myself for confusion. I went for Giga Impact. That's what I went for. So then I got hit by a Bellibolt being flattened was pretty funny. It's like a Bellibolt placemat. Anyway, I went for Giga Impact again there. Not that my ability is benefiting me at all, except if I use a electric move there. And I managed to get a Giga Impact, and with +2 in attack, that was enough to take out your boy Hector. So that's 4 Pokemon down. So we got 2 more Pokemon left. Now I knew there'd be a Pokemon that would make fun of me, a specific Pokemon, and it was coming up, right? So we got Candy now, Enamorous the Candy, and we won't go there. And it's using Draining Kiss and stuff, right? So I'm on recharge this turn, and now we got a shiny green Dragonite called Hot Dog, right? I'm not even going to go into that explanation. So I'm going to go for Supercell Slam here on the Hot Dog. Good damage there, very good at +2, and the item Dragonite's going to have its leftovers. So it seems to be some like bulky set, and it's going to use Takedown. I lived on 1 health with the Takedown. Incredible stuff there. And Dragonite's going to take a little bit of recall, and I can just finish off with Flail. So I actually got a full-powered Flail there, which is crazy. So that's the end of the Hot Dog, right? We got the last Pokemon there being Candy. Candy's going to give Bellibolt a nice kiss. Bellibolt's first kiss ever, and now we're going to swap into a shiny Bellibolt. Actually, like, the shiny on Bellibolt looks really cool. So this is actually kind of similar to the play earlier on, except Swagger, it was flatter. So flatter is going to confuse me, but it's going to increase my special attack too. So once again, one of those like high risk, high reward sets. So I was hoping I could get a soak. I'm going to soak that I'm going to soak the candy, and that's going to make it, obviously it's going to make it super effective. You know, he wasn't super effective enough before. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go for that Terror Electric parabolic charge. That was the idea anyway, right? I wasn't really sure if it would be a 1 or 2 hit KO. I was thinking about 1. Anyway, so we got Psych Up from the Enamours. It's going to copy that special attack strategy, which is pretty cool. And on this turn, you know what I went for, right? But I hit myself with Confusion, so I couldn't attack this turn. Then it went for Torment. It's like a troll set. I can see what they're trying to do. So they're trying to lock me into using one move, and then when I can't use another move, I've got to use like another one, right? But I hit myself with Confusion again. So they were going for Draining Kiss over and over. I guess the only benefit to me using Soak there is it wasn't, you know, hitting it as hard, I guess. But in the end, Bellibolt, right, was still Confusion, and I hit myself 3 times in a row of Confusion. So I know how that fly gone from that earlier battle, you know, how it felt, right? But I wasn't going to snap my switch in half. I wasn't going to throw it out the window. I was going to keep pursuing, and I got that damage, that parabolic damage, that sweet, sweet suck. And that's the end of this battle. That's the end of Candy, and that's the end of Battle 5. I just stayed alive there. Anyway, people, we got 2 more battles here left. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, please drop a like on the video. It helps me out so much. Leave me a comment in the comment section what you think of Bellibolt and Tadbulb and all those Pokemon. And yeah, and if you are watching this video, I always like to reply to my comments too. So even if you want to ask me how my day is, I'll hit you up in the comment section. A lot of the time I check mine in the mornings after breakfast, and I do that for every video too, right? Every video on my channel, I always like try and reply to them. All right, next up, Bally. I'm not really sure what this team is, but I believe I did this battle on a stream, I think, or something along those lines. This one, I believe, definitely was. Oh, it might have been a random. I can't actually remember. Anyway, so we have a Conkeldurr. I'm trying to get some thunder damage here, and it wasn't doing enough to take it out, right? So it's going to fade me, but I did get a static there. Now, we're going to go into Tadbulb again, Tadbulb number 2, and we're going to finish off this Conkeldurr, right? It got a Paralyze there. Actually, I wonder if that one was... I wonder if that was Guts. I'm just thinking about it. Is that Guts? Anyway, so that's the end of Conkeldurr. We got that W. Now, the next one we got is Mudsdale. Now, Mudsdale is a pretty scary Pokemon for this thing, because when you think about it, you don't really have a lot of options. You've got, like, Soak, and that's it. I will admit I wasn't too expansive with the Terrors on this team because of the moves that they learn. It was very, very difficult to be super expansive, right? Because, you know, with Tadbulb, it was nice to have Terror Electric, because I could go Terror Electric Thunder. And, you know, with Bellibolt, the Parabolic Charge one was same. And then, you know, the physical one, well, I had normal for Giga Impact. And then, yeah, that was it. So that's why I had so much Terror Electric on this team, because of the Baron move. Even Terra Blast wasn't all that good, so that's why. But I did very much struggle against ground type teams. So once again, I got a lot of confusions here against the Mudsdale. I know I was given a stamina boost away, but you know, it was worth it, right? Because like I got a big amount of damage off there. So that's a second Pokemon. You don't see a counter on Mudsdale very often, and that's the end of Tadbulb. So we're going to go to Bellibolt this time. This Bellibolt is the special one. So we're going to go for Soak, turn Mudsdale into a water type, and it's going to have Fissure as well. I'm very, very lucky that Fissure actually missed, because if I lost this Bellibolt now, it would have been very bad, right? So that's the end of the Mudsdale. Now, the next Pokemon, we got another... Wait, we had a Snorlax before, so we got another Snorlax, and now we got a Terra on the Snorlax, right? So this Snorlax was going to be Terra Ghost, so who knows what sort of set this was going to be, right? Man, that Ghost, when you look at that Ghost there, it's almost as big as Snorlax. So I'm going to go for Sucker Punch. It's going to fail, and now the Snorlax is going to go for Curse. I'm like, okay, so they're using Curse. Now, obviously, Snorlax is normally... It's a normal type, right? When you go Terra Ghost, it actually works differently than Curse. Being a Ghost type, it actually takes half its health away and put its Curse onto the opponent, being my Bellibolt. So I did a swap there, and on the swap, they went for a Rest. So by now, I can sort of see what set they're trying to use. What they're doing, they got Rest and Curse, and they don't have, like, Chester or anything, so I'm thinking they've got Sleep Talk. So it's a set based on putting a Curse on the opponent and sleeping it off with Rest. virtually. And, Snorlax does have the bulk to be able to get some of this off. It's all dependent on whether you roll Sleep Talker at the right time. So Bellibolt's still got a lot of health. I'm confident I can beat this Snorlax now and take it out. So I went for Supercell Slam, and it just lived. Only just, right? And then Snorlax was asleep. So like, all right, I'll go for the next turn. This is easy. And this turn right here, the Snorlax, he went for a Sleep Talk, and he got rest. So he couldn't do anything anyway. So I'd say it's got Sleep Talk, rest, and curse. That's virtually it, right? So some more damage here on Bellibolt. Now this turn was unbelievable. Snorlax gets a Quick Claw right when it's about to wake up, and as you know, they're going to be able to go for a rest and start this business all over again. So they've got all their health back, all the damage is going to be healed off, and now, right, they can go for curse again if they want to. If I want to swap out or something like that, and if I swap out, they'll go for curse again. If I don't, I'm going to take more curse damage. So it's a pain at the moment. So I got to swap out again. I've got no choice, right? So I'm going to Bellibolt here. Back into the yellow one. The problem here is Snorlax, it could get cursed too. It could get Sleep Talk, and then it could put a next curse on my swap-in Pokemon. So that's what happened, right? So my Bellibolt got a curse put up by the Snorlax again. So I had to make sure I could take out this, the Snorlax. Now, I need a quick drink here, people. While I'm here, I'm going to give myself a nice big sip of G Fuel. You can get 20% off with code SALT on your G Fuel. SALT, get that salt. If you miss the salt, it's not my fault, people. I'm having some Naruto Sage mode here. I'm going to fire off a few Rasengans at this Snorlax to take it out. So you can check it out, link in the description. We've got this Bellibolt going for Parabolic Charge here, getting some mighty suck with Parabolic Charge and Big Root, but it wasn't enough to take out the Snorlax. It was still here. This thing took forever to faint, right? I was really, really worried about the Quick Claw activation too, because if I got the Quick Claw activation before it woke up, it would just heal itself off and do the same thing. A nasty combination with this team would be, to make this even better strategy, just thinking about it, if you had Stealth Rocks and Spikes on the field and Toxic Spikes, that would be nasty, right? Because your Pokemon will be taking like damage every time you swap out. I believe I've done a team like that, very, very similar. I couldn't tell you what the title is. I've done thousands of theme teams, but I know that I've done something like that. The last Pokemon is going to be Mareep. I have no idea what this is, and we're gonna give that a water type there, which is going to be kind of handy. Mareep's going to go for a Thunderbolt. It's not enough to take out Bellibolt, but as you know, Bellibolt had a curse put on it. So I've got one more Bellibolt, and I got to beat this Mareep, right? I got to beat this little pink sheep. Now, the last Pokemon is going to be Bellibolt. I have put the Soak on it. I've got a bit of health left. And Supercell Slam is going to take it out in one shot. And it had Rocky Hell. Holy smokes, that was close. Like, look how close that was. Anyway, thank you, Alex, for the battle. Let's get on to battle number 7. This is the final battle for today's video. I really hope you've been enjoying it. Now, this is a battle against Joshua. We actually had a battle earlier on. I didn't realize I battled them with his team already, but it was 2 different battles on 2 separate occasions, which were kind of further apart from each other, but they were 2 interesting battles, so I thought I'd give you guys a bit of bonus content and just, include it anyway. I could have, ended the video then, but I thought I'd just include it for a bit of fun. So first Pokemon here, this was a very cruel team as well, very mean, based on one of my Nuzlockes too, and we're just not going to talk about it. We got a Whirlpool Popplio, right? Now this thing was a real pain, because it was a protection Whirlpool set there, and it was a tanky Popplio, right? Very, very tanky. And it also, I believe it had, it was like a Perish Song set too. So I couldn't swap here. I had to stay in. Popplio's got to swap out. In comes Flaccid W. So this set was based on my my Nuzlocke, right? It was like Sweet Relief Pokemon that I couldn't use. So we've got the Tadbulb fainting. I didn't call it Tadbulb. Then we got the second one coming. Now this Typhlosion was probably one of the most crazy, incredible sets I've ever seen in my life. Watch this. It's got Flame Charge, right? Remember this. Flame Charge. Then it had Static, right? Muddy Water misses. I was like, oh, that sucks. Then he used Gyro-Ball. It was Flame Charge Gyro-Ball. That's almost as good as Heavy Slam Wailord or Choice Scarf Lapras. I've seen some of their sets before. And, of course, Fury Cut and Venusaur. So that's going to be the end of the Typhlosion there. Man, that was a crazy set. Very, very good. Difficult set to use. A lot of skill. So we got someone's going in here. Is he going to use Mud Slap? What is it with the people who use? I'm sick of people using Mud Slap against me. Like, all right, I miss enough moves that it is. And this was called #Team Crimson because everyone wasn't going. They weren't They weren't cheering for me. They were cheering for Cass and stuff like that. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. You got to be the underdog sometimes. And Salamence is going to go for a Mud Slap here on my Bellibolt. It's got that Moxie boost. You know, it's building that attack, right? It's building that attack up nice and quick. So I'm going to go for the Supercell Slam, and that's the end of the Salamence, which is good. Obviously, it was a fully special Salamence, but it is fun to make people sweat when you've got Moxie. So Bellibolt, I actually went for my attacking move. Now, I had a feeling I might try that, but I was like, all right, well, if you use Protect the first turn, right, I can always go for it again. But the Popplio got 2 protects in a row, which is absolute me. That was so bad, right? Because Bellibolt now, right, is going to feint itself in recoil purely to a Popplio. So there you go. Popplio defeats Bellibolt only on PIMPNITE Shadow People. So it wasn't. I mean, I could have like gone for a different move on the first one, but the second one, the same thing would have happened. So I'm gonna go to Bellibolt now. I gotta go for a little Timmy Terror here. I've got no choice. This Popplio is absolutely fire, and I've got that Terror Electric, so I can go for a Parabolic Charge or Charge Beam, like one of the two, right? I like how Bellibolt's stomach is all like electricity or electric like bolts and stuff when it you know, terrors. So that's the end of the Popplio. I mean, that was my starter, by the way. Next Pokemon is going to be Bagon. Now this is the shiny that my friend actually found when he came over and visited on my game, and I was like, oh, I'll use that shiny on my Nuzlocke, right? But you know, the next episode he got brutally killed off. So this is obviously more poking fun at me. So we got a Terra Steel Bagon, right? You know, when you go out, make sure you don't put a Bagon on your head. And we've got that little axe, right? It's gonna go for some powerful move this turn. I went for Parabolic Charge, and it was actually enough to take it out. And that's the end of the team. It was a 4 Pokemon team. Hope you enjoyed the battles and the video, people. I'll catch you tomorrow for some more Moveset guys, I think. All right, people. Peace out.